European football is reaching the decisive moments of the 2023-2024 season. This year, the events in the continent's top competitions are coming to a climax. In UEFA's two most important arenas, the Champions League and Europa League, we have identified the finalists for both tournaments. The most impressive feat is Real Madrid once again achieving a miraculous comeback in the semi-finals against Bayern Munich, securing a place in the Champions League final. Meanwhile, Bayer Leverkusen remains unbeaten even as they reach the final match of the Europa League. A very interesting scenario could arise for the European Super Cup if both clubs win their respective competitions. If such a match were to occur, how would it play out? Would both teams vie to score in the final minutes, or would the team that scores first face defeat? Let's create a hypothetical match to predict what could happen in a clash between Real Madrid and Bayer Leverkusen. First, let's look at what these two clubs have achieved in their journey through this season's European competitions. Bayer Leverkusen's 2-2 draw against Roma in the Europa League means the German team has gone 49 matches unbeaten, breaking the record for the longest unbeaten streak by a European club since UEFA's club competitions began in 1955. Leverkusen led Roma by 2 goals after the first leg, but in the second leg, their fans were worried about the season's first loss after 2 successful penalties from Leandro Paredes put the Italian club ahead. However, Gianluca Mancini's own goal in the 82nd minute and Josip Stanishic's 97th minute equalizer ensured Leverkusen's place in the Europa League final with a 4-2 aggregate win. This scenario has become familiar for Xabi Alonso's team this season, with players scoring decisive goals in the final minutes. Statistics show that Stanishic's goal was Leverkusen's 17th injury time goal this season. If Leverkusen avoids defeat in their last 2 matches, they will become the first team in Bundesliga history to go an entire season unbeaten. If Bayer Leverkusen is this season's rising phenomenon, Real Madrid, on the other hand, carries the Champions League DNA and is well versed in overcoming challenges. The reward for Los Blancos after their spectacular comeback against Bayern Munich in the semi-final, second leg, is a clash against Borussia Dortmund in the prestigious final at Wembley on June 1st. Looking back, Real Madrid has often stunned fans with dramatic comebacks against big names like PSG and Manchester City, even when their chances were predicted to be just 1%. Therefore, if a match between these two teams were to occur, last-minute or injury-time goals would be very likely, as both Real Madrid and Bayer have shown their determination many times this season. However, in a high-stakes match, it's not just about such moments. There is also the tactical and personnel appeal that each side builds for their purposes. Xabi Alonso's Leverkusen always aims to play attacking football regardless of the opponent. They prefer to maintain possession and launch continuous attacks. A key principle here is flexibility in the system and the versatility of the players. Under Carlo Ancelotti, Real Madrid adopted a style based on controlling the match's tempo. This approach goes beyond simply holding onto the ball. Los Blancos know when to advance and retreat, patiently waiting for the right moment to explode. During the build-up phase, Carlo Ancelotti sets up his team in their familiar 4-3-3 formation, with a number 6 playing deeper and 2 number 8s higher up in midfield. The involvement of the entire midfield and a goalkeeper capable of playing with his feet gives Madrid a numerical advantage, allowing them to bypass pressing more easily. But Bayer Leverkusen won't let them do that easily. They prefer high pressing, often marking one-on-one with opposing players and applying intense pressure during the opponent's build-up phase. If Real Madrid can surpass the initial press, they will transition into a 2-3-5 formation, pushing fullbacks high and moving wingers inside. This gives them 8 players in the central area and 1 on each wing, providing more options in the middle and narrowing the space between players. That's when Bayer Leverkusen will drop deeper, forming a compact defensive block in the middle, always trying to maintain their positions and closing all central spaces, forcing the opponent to play wide. Therefore, the German team prefers a high defensive line, minimizing the space between defense and midfield. During this phase, Real's center-backs will also push higher near the center circle to thwart early counterattacks and pin the opponents in their half. When Leverkusen shuts down the central areas, deadly passes from Kroos or Jude Bellingham's incursions become less effective. However, with two high-advancing fullbacks, Ancelotti can exploit this to create attacking opportunities from the flanks. Real Madrid excels in these situations when a winger has the ball, and another real player quickly overlaps to create a 2-on-1 advantage on the wing. The speed of Vinicius and Rodrigo in forward positions can be maximized with long passes. With their high defensive line, Real will put Bayer Leverkusen in danger if the ball reaches the Brazilian duo, who are always ready to move into the space behind. But if Madrid's attack fails, Leverkusen is well prepared for a counterattack. Xabi Alonso's team often counterattacks at a high pace, frequently targeting the space between the center-back and full-back, which Real will leave exposed if their full-backs push too high in the previous attack. If not, Leverkusen will regain possession and build up from their half. They usually use an asymmetric 4-2-3-1 formation with a central striker, a right winger, two number 10s, and no left winger. This asymmetric approach forces Leverkusen to focus on the right flank, which means Real Madrid will have to position more players on that side to defend. However, this will leave the left wing open, and if Los Blancos' defense loses concentration, it will be an opportunity for Grimaldo to advance. Carlo Ancelotti's team will need to pay close attention to the positions of the two number 10s, Florian Wirtz and Hoffmann, on the German side. When a real winger pressures a Leverkusen center-back with the ball, a large space behind him opens up, and the number 10 on that side will occupy the space and receive the pass from the pressured center-back. This will give the number 10 both space and time to turn and run straight at the opposing defense. They can then combine with the central striker or create opportunities for the two high-advancing fullbacks, Grimaldo and Frimpong. As soon as they lose the ball, Xabi's players are instructed to immediately press and regain it. This is logical because Leverkusen often bunches their formation on one side, easily gaining a numerical advantage in such situations. But if Real Madrid can exploit the gaps and the ball finds its way to their attacking players, the German team's goal will be in danger. These would be the basic tactical elements of a clash between Real Madrid and Bayer if it were to happen. It would be a tense tactical battle between two generations of coaches, Carlo Ancelotti representing the experienced older generation, and Xabi Alonso symbolizing the creative young tacticians. Naturally, we can also expect the match to become thrilling with dramatic score chases and last-minute goals. Let's wait and see if this scenario can come true, as both teams have only one final match left to play.